We noticed that the robin was coming in to feed the chicks more regularly than it normally does. Just looking at the bird on the guttering, it seemed to be more active than normal. Then we noticed that one of the chicks was out of the nest, so I got my camera and had a bit look at it. It's just been feeding that chick that's on top of the bin, and it flew back away, so we knew that maybe the chicks were starting to fledge. I had filmed them earlier during the day, and it's now that they're clear that mum and dad going in and out of the nest much more regularly. It's about 7 o'clock at night that the birds were fledging. We saw one of the chicks land from the window down onto the grass, and just kept an eye on mother to see what she was doing. We could see, live food in her mouth, and she was going back to that part of the nest. Well, going back to the nest box and the area nearby, because I think she was feeding the chicks that she saw. Here's one on the ground, just next to the nest box, that was waiting for food, and mother we saw flying in that direction from another window. And when it got on top of the bin, it was feeding it there as well, so we were treated to a spectacle of the birds coming in and out and finding where the chicks were going. We noticed that this chick who had landed on top of the bin also was climbing on the wall a little bit after that, and then was hanging on one of the frames of the light outside. Also, there was another one just on the windowsill next to the bird nest. So these chicks were out, and we were thinking, right, where they're going to go next. We opened the garage door a little bit, so if they wanted to go in the garage overnight, they could stay there before they could start to fly properly. As it happened, none of them went into the garage, but I was worried about a cat that lives nearby, thinking if it gets out it'll go for the chicks. One of the things in life you've just got to put up with, I'm afraid. Mum and Dad continue to come back towards the nest and feed the chicks. There's one on the lawn just there, and I've got a feeling a parent flies next to it. Whether it startles it, I'm not sure, but one of them, you can see the chick just sort of flies a little bit away, and then the other parent, the parent is still down there. There's about to be a chick flying from the nest just there. That was the only bit of footage that we got of a chick leaving the bird box. It's getting later at night now. It's probably about 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock at night now, and the parents are still going in and out of the nest in the area where the chicks are to feed them. So this was the last bit of footage that we saw of Mum and Dad going near the nest. Although Mum, this was about 11 o'clock at night, it was getting dark, but Mother was still on top of the fern looking for her babies.